Hey VIPs, we're here to give you a quick video on how to release frozen brakes on your trailer or your truck. Let's say you come to a drop yard and you're going to hook a trailer that's been sitting for a day in the winter or in summertime where it's been sitting for an extended period of time and maybe some corrosion has started to develop. We're going to show you today how to quickly and easily release those brakes. So there's two different things that could possibly cause your trailer brakes to freeze. All right, one is going to be mechanically where your brake lining is froze to your brake drum. Okay, the other is going to be if you have ice in your airline and it's causing a frozen valve, which isn't going to supply air to your brakes to release the parking brake. In that case, what you may experience is where when you try to pull forward, all four of your wheel groups are going to be what appears to be frozen, but it's actually they're not getting air supplied to them. If you encounter this, send in a breakdown message and communicate with the shop to have that frozen valve get some maintenance on it. Remember to drain your air tanks daily. A good time to drain your air tanks is either at the end of the day when you're doing your post-trip vehicle inspection or while fueling when the truck is warm and the water will drain out freely. So first of all, when you get hooked to your trailer, we have these very handy anti-skid devices, indicators, that you can look at your mirrors when you start pulling out straight from where your trailer was parked, and you can determine that all four sets of your tires are rolling freely and not sliding on the blacktop or whatever surface you're on. Other tricks you can do is you can use a paint stick, which we have available in the maintenance department, and you can mark your tires just like so, pull forward a short distance and get back out and check to make sure that your wheels are rolling. This would be on a trailer where you don't have the anti-skid devices. Or other things you could do is place a snowball on top of each tire if you don't have a paint stick. Just any way to determine that the vehicle tires are rolling and not dragging. If your tires drag, if you're loaded and they drag on a pavement surface like this, it won't take long and you're gonna have flat spots on your tires, and likely those tires are gonna have to be placed out of service. A couple of things to note is the importance of the serpentine if you don't have the anti-skid devices on your trailer or a paint stick handy is to make a left hand and a right hand maneuver so that you can clearly see in your mirrors that all four of the wheel groups are rolling freely on your trailer. Okay, so you determined that you have frozen brakes on your trailer. So what we're going to do is we're going to make sure that our parking brake is set on our tractor. We're going to push in the red button and supply air to our trailer so that our S-cam turns and is trying to release our brake linings from our brake drum. All right, everybody, it's time. We've identified we have frozen brake linings to our drum. So we're gonna have to get out our trusty hammer and our safety glasses. So you're gonna come down underneath the trailer. I know, not fun, but it has to be done. And we're gonna identify where our brake drum is and our brake lining. So we're gonna take our hammer. Typically it's gonna be this bottom pad brake lining that's frozen. We're just gonna take our hammer and tap on the bottom or the outside edge of our brake drum, okay? You hear the dull thud? That's a good indication that our lining is still froze to our brake drum. So we've tapped on our brake drum a couple of times and we've noticed that the brake lining has broke free. As I indicated earlier, there was kind of a dull thud in the brake drum when we tap on it. Once the brake lining comes free, we're going to notice a ringing sound on the drum. Hear how that resonates? It's not being dampened by the brake linings. Now, once the bottom lining is free, we may have to go up and get in with our hammer and do the same thing on the upper brake lining as well. An important thing to note is when we're tapping on the brake drum, we want to take great care to make sure that we're not hitting on the brake lining with our hammer. We don't want to create a cracked brake lining, which would put our vehicle out of service. Also, I want to mention quick, disc brakes. Typically, disc brakes are not going to freeze up in the winter, but we still want to make sure that we're checking to determine that all of our wheel groups are rolling freely.